learn to sip syrup from? The rappers. You didn't get that from your mama now. Sipping syrup is a southern thing. But sipping syrup have always been a Houston thing. Nobody else sips syrup other than Houston. That's always been a Houston thing. DJ Screw. Where do you learn to do? Nigga, I ain't never heard of a Molly until Future said it. I ain't never heard of. I don't even know what. Like,
wait, but if it wasn't in the music, it'd be in the movies.
No, it wasn't.
Hey, Segovia, back with another video. Hope everyone out there's having a good day. On today's video, we got some of the most viral, disturbing TikToks you're gonna see on the internet today. We got a long one. You guys ready? I ain't gonna talk too much, y'all. We got a long video coming up. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I decided to eat 200 hits of acid. I saw all of humanity ascending into the sun. The pain and the misery and the suffering and the war, everything that comes with like being human down here, it was relieved through music and through the vibration of sound and light into the sun. It was like, I have to do something to change the world. So I publicly burnt all my money. Fuck capitalism, like fuck materialism. I got rid of all my possessions except for my guitar, a backpack. I'm gonna like walk barefoot across the country, Forrest Gump style, to like basically spread this message of peace on earth, you know? I lived in Wyoming at the time. My goal is to make it to Nashville, and I just started walking. And so I made it way far into the middle of Wyoming. All of a sudden, like these three angels pulled up in this car and they're like, hey, we're going to Nashville. I decided to hitchhike to Nashville, and honestly, it didn't really ever come down. I just had to learn how to dance in like this new way of being. One of the most profound experiences of my life.
Rock got killed in the
Roscoe's. Yeah. See, so I felt it was like super messed up because at the end of the day, it was me and Big Useless in there when it happened. So when it happened, I wish I could have just told him, like, bro, just give up the jury and we get it back to you later. But it just happened so fast and he wasn't cooperating. And that's when they took it off of him by force. You get what I'm saying?
What do you say to a person who won't give up their jury when something like that's happening?
No, give it up and then check in with the real people. So we're going to find a jury and we're going to get it because we know all the pawn shops, we know all the people that's going to melt it down and everything like that. So as soon as it comes on their table, we got it. Okay, get it, go in that back room, make that phone call, put them on the phone. That's how it works.
So you're going to check in, grown man, by the way, get your jewelry robbed by the people you checked in with, take it to the pawn shop, and then they're going to get it back and then sell it back to you and say, here you go. This is what you get for checking in. You're welcome. You got your jewelry back. But little does he know, the people that stole his jewelry, once he checked in, it's a cold game, y'all. I don't get it. But that he just put himself at the scene of a murder. That's crazy.
Panda eating bamboo videos crush every time. I don't get it. Like, it's not that cool. Pandas are really stupid. They'll literally trade their babies for bamboo. I don't know if you know that or not, but in zoos, when they need to get a baby panda, they'll hold out food and the panda will hand over its baby and take the food. They're that stupid. These things are made for extinction, by the way, and I shouldn't be the guy saying that, but they are that stupid. And yet, every single time you see a panda eating a piece of bamboo, it just crushes.
One of the things I find most striking is the presence of Antarctica on ancient maps, because we didn't discover it until 1820. The so-called Pinkerton world map, drawn I think in 1813 or 1818, it just shows a hole where Antarctica is. But if you go back to, for example, the Wolsey-Wooler world map drawn in 1530, you find Antarctica is present. There's Antarctica at the tip of South America, just south of South Africa.
And what did they call it back then?
Well, they call it the Southern Land. And it's larger than it is today, but it was larger than it is today during the Ice Age. Antarctica was a much bigger. Now, what the fuck is it doing on a map drawn in the 1500s, which we know was based on older source maps when nobody knew it existed in the 1500s? To me, the obvious answer is we are dealing with the fingerprints of a lost civilization.
Bunch of flies in there, y'all.
A portal just opened up in the sky in the Netherlands, and the reason why is going to shock you. Before we get to the crazy stuff and the spiritual significance, let me tell you what they're saying it is. Get this, SpaceX. Yeah, of course it is. Another thing you should know, though, is these spiral portals have been going off for decades, way before SpaceX was a thing. This was the famous Norway spiral. But these have been seen all over the Earth, and they always have something in common. I also find it funny it's happening with the pyramid disclosure that we're seeing. I'm telling you, they're documented everywhere. This is my favorite one. Now, what makes this spiral crazy, and the reason I'm saying it's a portal, is because it's on a very heavy energetic ley line. This right here is the Pyramid of the Netherlands. Yeah, they're not just in Egypt, they're all over the world, and always in line with stars and other crazy stuff like that. And you remember what's under the pyramid, right? By the way, look at this crazy coil. You remember the whole little egg UFO? Check this out, what is that? We've gone over this before, but it's the cosmic egg, get it? Cosmic? And it has to do with destruction and rebirth. If I didn't know any better, you know what time it is, right? And how about the fact that the portal or the spiral was seen 20 miles away from the pyramid? So what would you say is under these pyramids? Exactly, the pyramid and what's under it is there for a reason. And the world is about to find out what that reason is. The climax of Earth is going to be awesome.
WikiLeaks, when they leaked all of the Hillary Clinton emails and different stuff, there was an email from Hillary. It says requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body and the location of the buried Nephilim.
And in 2003, April 2003, coincidentally 1 month before we set up the military occupation phase in Iraq, and the first thing our troops did was raid the Museum of Iraq, and 170,000 items were reported stolen. Of those, most of them were returned. The ones that were not returned were about 3,000 items that all dealt with resurrection and the afterlife. Probably just a coincidence. That's right after they found the tomb of Gilgamesh. And if the stories are to be believed, the body was found, believed to be Gilgamesh, incredibly well preserved, and the primary objective was to extract DNA.
The idea of the resurrection or resuscitation, the Egyptians held this. This is one of the basic concepts behind mummification, that they believed that these could be brought back to life at some point in time. And the ancient beliefs are being pursued through science. And the whole concept of transhumanism and uploading consciousness into machines, I mean, this is still, it's an ancient belief, but this is still something that is being hotly pursued.
If a record label sees you as an artist, get to a point where you make $300,000, okay, we'll give you a $2 million record deal, but this $2 million record deal just ate up the next $14 million that you make over the next 7 years.
You have to pay all that back, essentially?
Yes, it's a huge loan. So let's say you get a $3 million deal, right? 1.5 of that is an advance, 1.5 is for marketing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 1.5 that they give to you to go in your pocket, you got your lawyer expenses, all the expenses of whatever you had to get that deal accomplished. Then now you get your money.
Yeah.
Okay, so that money is for you to live off of and manage and stretch out until you recoup whatever the amount of money that you rack up from the record label investing into you. Then it's another 1.5, which is that's their ceiling where they know we're not going to go over this budget. 9 times out of 10, you're going to exceed that record label budget by far. And you already signed within the $3 million amount.
That's a crazy business.
There's actually an amazing case study. If you actually look at the Las Vegas shooting where we lost, of course, hundreds of lives, they say 70% of the people who survived because the people in their vicinity had first aid training, and a lot of it was former military members. But those citizens stepped up and did the initial triage and the initial aid, and it saved 70% of those people. I mean, that's a huge number, and that alone should just get communities involved. Hey, if we know how to do this, look at the number of lives you save.
A little bit of medical training can go a very long way, and there's always people that are interested in doing it. People are tuned in right now, and so use that. Get your people trained up. It's that can mean life or death for a whole number of people.
Now I'm thinking of starting to try to find out. I don't know where to begin. If you guys know, let me know down below. But to try to get some first aid training, right? I just had a newborn. You never know, right? Right now, I don't know how to do a newborn CPR or whatever, right? I don't. We were supposed to go to a class. We ended up missing it. So I would like to get into some just basic first aid training. So if you guys know where to begin, do I just look it up on Facebook or something? Someone that offers it, maybe an ex-military dude at his house, he teaches it. I don't know. Let me know down below. The tourniquet thing, all that, y'all. It's just a good thing to know. It's probably not that expensive to do it. And, you know, you can save a loved one's life or just a random person out there.
Of a political a political move that has something to do with the Olympics. So the Olympics is coming to LA in like a year or two. So you got to think about when the Olympics came to Atlanta in 95, 96, the city and the county get a bunch of federal funding to go clean up the city, to prepare for the Olympics to come. So remember, Atlanta had the Red Dogs. The Red Dog had the resources, the power, the authorization to go out and do whatever, to clean up all the crack sellers, the drug dealers out of Atlanta before the Olympics came. This is kind of similar. There's no way that the politicians and these world leaders could let the Olympics come to LA and Big U in the Rolling 60s got a stronghold on the entertainment industry to nigga kidnap, to strong arm, to intimidate, to extort. So there's no way they were gonna let these people come to LA and they still have this free reign to do celebrities like this, homie. So no, they just cleaning up before the Olympics come.
Disney dropped $270 million on the new Snow White movie, and it's already kind of a disaster. So before you even think about watching this movie, this is what you need to know. First off, let's start with the 7 dwarves, or should I say magical creatures now. Yeah, so in an effort to avoid stereotypes, Disney recreated these as characters of all genders, races, and heights. That alone has people raising their eyebrows. And I just told you the movie costed around $270 million to make. Well, in the opening weekend, it only brought in $55 million, so they have a lot of work to do. And check out these ratings. 2.4 out of 10 on IMDb and 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. Anyway, let's talk about the main cast. So you have Gal Gadot, and she's playing the evil queen. She was born in Israel. She won Miss Israel in 2004, and she even served in the IDF. And then there's Rachel Zegler. She's playing Snow White, and she is a vocal supporter of Palestine, so when it comes to that topic, they have both sides covered. But Rachel Zegler isn't new to controversy because after Trump won the election, she tweeted, "F Donald Trump, may Trump supporters and Trump himself never know peace." She later apologized for this, but this is still absolutely wild to have in a Disney movie. Oh, and I forgot about her actual take on Snow White itself. Take a look at this clip.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story.
And unfortunately, I gotta go watch that one. Mama Bear wants to go watch it. I'm going for the popcorn, but I'm anxious to see all the nonsense they put in this movie, y'all. I'll be reporting back. I think we're gonna go see it next weekend, so I'll be reporting back with all that drama in there.
So we think she died here, obviously, because this is where the hell the dance is. And what was that noise?
Did you see it?
Did you hear?
Help!
What?
Did you see it?
It be stuff like this that really makes you wonder, is there more to our buildings than we think there is? Don't get me wrong, I know this is just an artificial picture, but it's the thought that it sparks though. There really could be a whole underground network of civilization that we just don't see every day. Like, bro, this shit is so fucking thought-provoking. Like, look, this is us. Like, this is what we see every day. You don't realize this whole fucking thing could just be underneath us with motherfuckers walking through it, and we just don't even know. It really do just make you think, bro. Is we being shown everything that's here? Shit. No, maybe something fishy going on here.
So now that we have confirmation of something that we've always known, that JFK was an inside job done by our own people, aired on national television for all of the American people to see. I saw this post, and it said, Trump held 96 rallies in 2024. CNN aired only one of those rallies live. That was the Butler, Pennsylvania rally. What are the odds? Call me crazy, but I haven't been wrong yet.
Program. Okay.
Point.
we sell a ton of people contracts, and we make them sign it, and they can't get out of it. Kind of like what Juice WRLD, like the famous people, they sign their life away for greatness. If you sign this contract, guarantee you fame, bitches, and a home to live in.
You had me at bitches.
What do you think?
That's what that dude said.
Sounds good?
You had me at
You want to
bitches.
sign? All right, man, we're going to sign.
That's funny.
Okay?
You had me at bitches.
We're going to sign.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
All right,
crack
sir.
myself up sometimes.
Sign right there. You're going to click that 5 times.
Coming out.
It's going. And then kind of just put your hand
It is
over
with
his like that.
fingerprint. It's fingerprint.
Put your hand over his like that. There we go. You're in. Give it about 6 months, and 6 months
Sold this dude a dream,
before
poor guy.
your life is going to
It's
change.
cold-blooded.
Something magical is going to happen. Someone in a suit is going to come up to you, shake your hand, and promise you wealth, fame, and bitches. Sir, it was nice, man.
Hey, y'all ever notice that
Crazy, huh?
these boys be around everywhere now? Y'all ever notice that?
Get
Look,
Juice out there on a private plane.
They got a plane too. They got a plane too. But you guys, these guys be everywhere now. I see them everywhere, and they're only looking for old blood type. Specifically, they're only looking for old blood type. They don't want to get no other people blood no more. But we at this air show, and they're literally asking people to give blood. And that's the first. Like when I came through the door, when I came through the gates, they were asking people to go give blood, to go make sure that you go see the blood bus back there. That's crazy, man. I can't believe they're doing that, man. And they're looking for only blood O type people. But look at the bus now. Nobody's in front of it. Nobody. Because everybody else wants to, you know what I'm saying?
Everyone wants to see the
Nobody want to give blood no more. People are waking up. People are waking up to the illusion. No more blood bank. No more blood. Look, hey, look at that plane. No more blood. Nobody. Look at this.
What is really going on underneath Los Angeles? You remember that lot in Los Angeles that I tried bringing awareness to that had all those help signs made all over the lot? Well, now shit has really fucking escalated, and this shit just got a lot more suspicious. The group that I've associated myself with since the very start of this entire situation went over there again to really try to discover what was going on. Especially after discovering that the man named Jose that people were considering to be homeless just so happened to have a huge record behind his name, including human trafficking you-know-what charges. They've been scouting this lot out for about 2 months now, okay? And just 2 days ago, one of them just so happened to go missing and was kidnapped. This happened after 3 of them were held at gunpoint. Now, nobody knows where that individual is. He literally got dragged into the lot by at least 4 individuals, as far as I'm aware of. Do keep in mind, these were people around the area of which were rumored to be homeless, but yet knew how to professionally hold a weapon. Sketchiest part about this is they were escorted almost instantly after bringing the police into the situation. Do keep in mind, okay, when you look on Google Maps and you look at the lot, if you go over the bridge, there's literally a police department right fucking there. But on the video, you could tell the police literally didn't give a fuck what they had to say. We're talking about a missing person here, people, so obviously that's suspicious as fuck. But this all happened in the midst of them literally recording some of these individuals changing outfits throughout the day. And when I say changing outfits, I mean no longer appearing homeless. And then occasionally changing positions with individuals that were wearing normal clothes, okay? And when I say normal clothes, I don't mean battered the fuck up. And then going in alleyways around the area to dress up as a literal homeless person and then go back into the lot and exchange positions with the other individual. This entire situation is sketchy as fuck and needs to be exposed way more than it already is right now. Especially since people have seemed to have forgotten about the lot to begin with. It seems almost as if they knew that there was going to be attention on them. As far as I know, they're trying to get groups together to break into the lot and go underneath the pits that you can see on Google Maps as well. And who would honestly blame them, because one of their friends was literally fucking kidnapped and taken into the lot. That's some scary ass shit. And knowing what's under LA just makes this even more of a crazy situation. I will keep updating people on the lot and bringing awareness to this, because who knows what could honestly be going on.
Louder.
There it is.
me out. Why is it getting so big? What the heck? It's so weird. Why is it so big?
I am about to blow some of y'all's mind. I'm 30-something, I'm still learning stuff as an adult. Did you guys know in your microwave that there is a filter? Look at that disgusting beast. Technically, they're supposed to look like this. Yeah, recently found that out. So for you people that are trying to become an adult, or still trying to, there's a snippet of information for you. Don't be horrified if you've never done it and you go looking for it.
Who remembers? It's almost summer. Oh, it is AC time. We've been turning on the AC upstairs at night. I gotta go get some filters today while I'm there. I'm gonna check my microwave filter. Y'all never knew about that.
Bike ramps back in the day.
I
told you
love
I
these
was gonna make
guys.
one now.
I put a
That's
lot of
still
them in
wanna
our
do it.
clips.
I bet
y'all.
your dad used to build them.
He was a bad man, bro. If you were lucky enough to have some like carpenter, like
Mhm.
dad around, like, hey, I'll build y'all a ramp.
But look at this kid right here. He's got a damn cinder block and a piece of plywood, which is
That's
how I used to roll.
That's how it happened.
That's
a
how
lot.
it started for
but,
sure.
But if most of the time you found a piece of wood and you used anything you could to prop it up,
Oh, you damn right.
most of the time did not work.
And there would always be that kid that would hit it just as it was falling. He'd eat
Yeah.
shit
Broken arm.
immediately, and then every time you would hit the ramp, you'd have to reset it.
Yeah.
Bike ramps, man.
Man, that was some peak 80s wildness, bro.
For sure, though. You and the boys, bike gang out rolling. Wasn't much else going on. You know, there wasn't all this technology that was available today. Y'all just had to get creative with it. You know what I used to do? I used to have figure 8 races with my buddies back in the day. You know what else we did? Y'all know the Tour de France? We used to have the Tour de Germantown.
No way.
I'm not
Like a
even
real
bullshit.
race?
Like a real ass race. And it was long as a motherfucker.
ain't
But
lying.
in actuality, it was probably 20 minutes. Tour de Germantown.
When something gets burned, it's usually black. It's usually not white. You know what things do turn this color? Things that come out of the ocean. We all know it didn't happen. Let me tell you what bothers me the most about this whole NASA, SpaceX, Boeing, whatever you want to, whoever came back. But it's the people in the comment section. You know they're just government bots. Literal government bots. There's not a ton of them, and they're defending this thing for their life. They may have been able to fool our grandparents and our parents. They're not fooling us anymore. There's crazy amounts of evidence all over the place showing that they never went, and that we've just never even been. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin both on record twice saying they never went. And I forget what that one guy's name was, but there was the clip of the guy refusing to put his hand on the Bible and say that they went to the moon. Refusing $5,000, refusing to put his hand on the Bible. Not to mention all the clips of wires in the background being seen. We were only supposed to be there for 2 weeks. How come this guy had a razor? This guy was shaving. How come around Christmas time they had a bunch of Christmas stuff? They were only planning to be there 2 weeks. They had a whole Christmas setup. Where'd this wave right here come from? Oh, and if you didn't know, go watch my video about the 2 scientists now stuck in Antarctica. Guess how long they have to stay there for? 9 months. Entertainment purposes, of course. They obviously went and came back.
Okay, so you can see this hotel has a little refreshment area. So you just grab the food, and then you go to the desk. And hey, may I put these 4 things on room 408? All right, thank you very much. Okay, you too, bye. All right, so I just charged these to room 408, and I'm staying in 512.
Here's how you can get your house blurred on Apple Maps. They do a great job at blurring your entire property and not just the front of the house like other services do. Check this out. First, you're going to want to open up your email and then use the email below. I know that's a bit old school, but that's the only thing we have to work with. Send them your address, your name, and the reason why you want it blurred, like privacy reasons or anything you can come up with. Wait a couple days and you'll see the results. Stay safe.
They really had us selling chocolates for money we didn't even keep.
Did that money go?
So I was working under free labor. You'll hear from my lawyer.
It's amazing that Thoth talks about the halls of Amenti and describes them in great detail, and then all of a sudden we discover this
Get some hate
underneath the pyramids, and this information is now making international news. It's like ripping the airways. It's on everything, everywhere you look. This information's out there, and it absolutely destroys the pyramid mainstream, building theory. It destroys it. It destroys the mud ramp theory. It destroys the floating block theory. It just rips and shreds they use chicken bones and copper chisels, and slaves built the pyramids. If you're a religious person, it destroys all of those concepts, throws it out the window. Like I've been telling you guys for decades now, throw out the slave theory. Pyramids were not built by slaves. Just toss that into absolute trash. No slaves built the pyramids. The stuff that people keep saying doesn't exist, we discovered that it actually exists. The debunkers keep getting debunked when it comes to my information. Even the fake debate people, they've been debunked already by like several dozen real scholars. The findings suggest, they say, that the presence of a substantial subterranean network beneath the Giza Plateau, potentially corresponding to the legendary halls of Amenti described in the ancient Egyptian mythology. The mysterious Egypt, he says, I visited. This I have actually seen, a work beyond works. For if anyone put together the buildings of the Greeks and a display of their labors, it would seem lesser in both effort and expertise in this labyrinth. Even the pyramids are beyond words, and each was with equal, many and mighty, the works of the Greeks, many and mightier than the works of the Greeks. Yet the labyrinth surpasses even the pyramids. He's saying, Herodotus is saying, what's underneath there surpasses the work of building the pyramid itself. And anything the Greeks have ever done, this outdoes that as well. Okay? And it goes into talk about, I go back to the tablets again, because I mix back and forth between accounts and the tablets. And Thoth says, I, Thoth, the Atlantean, master of mysteries, keeper of records, mighty king magician, living from generation to generation, being about to pass into the halls of Amenti. These records of the mighty wisdom of the great Atlantis, set down for the guidance of those that are to come after. In the great city of Kior, on the island of Undal, in a time far past, I began this incarnation. He says, not as the little men of the present age did, the mighty ones of Atlantis live and die, but rather from eon to eon did they renew their life in the halls of Amenti, where the river of life flows eternally onward. We're going to talk about that river of life, and we're going to talk about the halls of Amenti in these rejuvenation chambers tonight. Really big deal. It's a 2-kilometer underground city found beneath the Great Pyramids. Okay, a 2-kilometer underground city. It's just bananas. And it seems to look like something technological. We're talking about something that literally, I'm just trying to find this one donation here and put it back up on the screen. Hold on. We're talking about something literally that is so sophisticated that you have to have foreknowledge before you build it, okay? We haven't had this much verifiable evidence since I've been studying this stuff for the last 27 years, okay? Just haven't had this much verifiable evidence. I guarantee you there's no chicken bones down there in the dirt. When they dig these up, when they finally get to looking into these, they'll find no chicken bones and no copper chisels around anywhere. They just won't be there. This is advanced technology, using advanced technology, advanced tooling, advanced foreknowledge, advanced mathematics, calculus, geometry. You need to understand levels. You have to understand the rock strata that you're working with to prevent collapse. You have to understand true north. You have to understand all of this stuff. It's mind-boggling.
What a time to be alive. Now, will we see what's down there in our lifetime? I don't know. What do you guys think? You think they're gonna start digging out there? I don't know, y'all, but just that, if that's facts, right? How crazy is that? Like, the pyramid is that everyone's been saying is the greatest thing ever. We can't figure, like, what's under it is 100 times more complicated and complex, y'all. What a time to be alive. Still bombing those poor people. I ain't even nothing over there no more. Still bombing them. Little kids, that's crazy. I mean, crazy this is going on.
Did y'all know that somebody bought this island right here, only 16 miles from Lahaina? Well, he owns 98% now. Mr. Larry Ellison, Chief Technology Officer at Oracle. What is Oracle? Here's an alleged article. Started as a CIA project. Oracle takes its name from a 1977 CIA project code name, and the CIA was Oracle's first customer, allegedly. Vox simply says that Oracle was founded in the late 70s and sells a line of software products that help large and medium-sized companies manage their operations. All of which is true, but as the article continues, it somehow ignores the fact that Oracle has always been a significant player in the national security industry, and that its founder would not have made his billions without helping to build the tools of our modern surveillance state. Ellison has always been a big believer in the federal government maintaining large national databases, and he was able to be much more public about it in the months after the September 11th attacks. In fact, Ellison argued that we needed just one large national security database, one with national ID cards and mandatory iris scans naturally.
Have you guys heard about how they scanned under the pyramids and they apparently found like coils underneath? I just found something that might be just as crazy, if not crazier than that. This is an 1863 Cassell Publishing House Bible, and I'm looking at the pictures and I'm like, is that 4 pyramids? You could easily miss this, but look, there's a 4th one behind it. So I just looked it up, and there are several explorers that were labeled crazy, unqualified, all of the typical stuff by fact checkers that wrote about and drew a 4th black pyramid in the exact same orientation as the Bible shows.
Really? So many people have been requesting this. I've shown you Circuit City. I've shown you Hometown Buffet, places that have been closed for years. None are standing. And now I'm going to go to Toys R Us. None of them exist. There's none in existence. Let me show you something. This is going to blow your freaking mind. There it is, guys. Right there. Toys R Us. I'm on my way. Toys R Us, baby. We're going. I'm about to go inside. I'm going to try to be very discreet because it is 2005. Guys, I'm here in Toys R Us. How do you deny this? I mean, guys, this is the real deal. There are no more Toys R Us. I'm in 2005 right now, guys. How much more proof do you guys need? I mean, is this not enough proof, guys? Come on.
Stabilized camera captures the Earth's rotation. Check this out. Now, I reverse engineered this video just a little bit to show you exactly how our firmament bubble, which has the moon and sun and stars attached to it, or at least rotates with it, okay, around our flat plane. You see this flat water here that's not curving in a ball, right? Think about how we see the same stars every single day, but we're plummeting through outer space, spinning and scrambling. We shouldn't be seeing the same illustrations every day. But if you understand God's biblical earth, again, I know the Bible is looked at as being fake in this world, but look, this is the original footage, okay? So what he's doing is he's fixating on the firmament bubble instead of fixating on just one area and showing how the stars will come and go. He's actually fixated on the firmament bubble. And yes, I believe it is an actual bubble that is rotating around us and there is no outer space, you guys. All these images that you see are simply within our own firmament, and they're just at different sizes. So you think they're really, really far away. They're just smaller. They're just energy beacons. All of this light that God put in our sky, it's just a bunch of energy. And it's just a display for us to behold and understand that God made this beautiful land, and he designed this whole entire thing for our entertainment and for us to thank him and to behold the creation he made. And I'm no preacher, man. I'm no Bible thumper. I don't go to church, but I'm here to tell you, when they got the truth out there, they're going to have it in the strangest ways. So be keen, pay attention, and wake up.
Say I was with somebody once and I saw a transformation that I can't explain.
The person transformed into something other than human.
Yes, I saw it.
You were talking to someone. They said to you, "Look, something's going to happen here. I'm going to morph into something else."
Imagine you're doing something and suddenly you turn around and there's somebody else standing there.
You still standing by it?
Absolutely. I know it happened. In fact, it happened twice. And on top of that, what's amazing is we live in a world where, look, I've been in public life on some level for 30 years.
Yep.
People treat it as if I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm here to say, like, now maybe I had a hallucination, but I saw what I saw.
Right. You saw it. It's your reality.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, to question somebody's reality is a strange thing.
The second time you saw a shapeshifter, where were you? Probably at Darcy's house.
It was the same. It was the same person.
Oh, it was.
This happened with the same person twice.
Billy, when will you announce who this person is so I can investigate? Seriously.
I wouldn't name names.
But it's a famous person, right?
I wish it was somebody famous.
Yeah, because then that would be awesome.
Well, think of the book sale.
It was like Justin Bieber.
If you release their name, they will be famous. They're shapeshifters.
If I told you in private
Go
the
ahead.
story, could you keep my confidence?
Yes.
All right.
Now, here's the good thing about telling me something. Within a minute, I forget, because I think everything is nonsense.
I will tell you the story.
You will?
Yeah. And I will say,
Go ahead.
since we're on radio,
Thank you.
that the story is even more fantastical than you think.
Wow.
Can you give us something?
The person was naked.
Wait a second. Were you in bed with the shapeshifter? Were you making
I
love?
will tell you in confidence.
Holy mackerel. Now I'm with you. It was a woman. You made love to her.
Haven't we all experienced this?
Did you? Oh, believe me. I've been with people who shapeshifted. Right? But their personalities, they were completely different people before and after. Are you saying it was a lover who actually
I
shapeshifted?
can no longer discuss this.
All right. Should we commit him? Billy pulled me aside. He pulled me into a corner. He goes, "You ready?" I said, "I am." And he told me what happened when he met the shapeshifter.
Could you tell me?
If Billy says it's okay, I'll tell you.
By the time we get permission, you will have.
Well, you always break me down. I'll end up telling you if you get to me quickly before I forget it.
Someone gave her the name Ice Spice, and they elevated her to fame, and his name was Elliot Grange.
Sorry.
That's Lucy and Grange's son. Suddenly, they started. Why is Taylor Swift best friends with Ice Spice? There is no logical reason for that, other than that you're going to be friends with Ice Spice because that's my son's big ticket item, and we need to make her a big ticket item. And it really is, just
Shut
a coincidence
the front
that
door.
suddenly all of the Swifties are now be watching the twerk show when they go to watch Taylor Swift, right? So you have just twerk pilled all those cute little, innocent little white girls that were, "Did you for Taylor? It's so great. Oh my gosh, twerking," right? Just think about it.
Oh, I got a good one, Jay-Z. Y'all know this Jean-Michael Basquiat guy, the little artist guy, yeah? So they've all got this crown tattoo that Basquiat made or something. Why is Jay-Z so obsessed with him? Why are they all? Well, his artwork is absolutely amazing, as you can see. Look at the Joker. Pay close attention now. Even Ruby Rose, she's got a tattoo of him on her arm. Not to mention Chris Rock, same crown tattoo. This is LeBron getting his. You see the crown? With depictions of human heads or skulls. He also mimicked royal portrait. There's Madonna posting about him. They've all got that little crown tattoo. A few of them do. Obviously, it's not the same exact crown, but you get the point, dude. And Mr. Basquiat or whatever, look, hey, at 27, The 27 Club. What's so magical about 27? That kind of looks like Morgan Freeman right there, though, don't it? For real, like a younger version, in my opinion, you know, fact checkers. Then you got Diddy dressing, I guess that's Diddy, dressing up as Basquiat's little painting thing. And you got Diddy with his little Madonna tattoo or whatever you want to call it. Some people say it's a Haitian voodoo. Others say it's some protection. But looky there. P. Diddy's got the same tattoo, dude.
I keep in touch with people who want to keep in touch with me. You know, I don't force it. I did at a time. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, how come they don't call me? How come they don't reach out to me when they had that party? How come I didn't hear about that party? But then I found out that it wasn't really me who they couldn't coexist with. It was my anointing. They couldn't coexist with my anointing. Something inside of their body, inside of their spirit, was annoyed, was disturbed, disrupted, because that's what God does. He disrupts things and makes the so comfortable uncomfortable when he's dealing with his. It gets a little uncomfortable. So I'm not going to invite him because something is going to disrupt you and disturb your spirit when you come around me, because I don't mean nothing but good. And God don't play about me. I don't care who you are, where you at, what level you on. You feel me?
I received that.
And the haters, man, they hated me on a level I didn't even know I was on. I was like, man, really? Yeah.
Me?
Little. For real? I'm finna turn up now. I need to give y'all something else. I need to give you more.
Let me tell y'all a true story. Be simple and watch this video to the end. Atlanta Zoo. Are you serious? This video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
I'm at the zoo. Look at my man's.
This is insane.
Whoa. And this the gate, y'all. This the gate that's stopping him from over here and setting shit off.
What?
He right there. And he can set it off if he wanted to set it off right now.
Who put that gate up?
He can really set it off.
Get out of here. Who put that gate up? Huh? How is that gate going to protect us from that gorilla? Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know who the hell put that gate up in Atlanta. And if I was you, I wouldn't even go to that zoo. But if you have to, then it's all on you. Shut up! Not before you people jump in the comments acting like you're a zookeeper. Gonna say, oh, gorillas can chill around us. No, they can't. Stop playing with me, son. That's not a game on here, guys.
You sound like you're a zookeeper.
If they can chill around us, they'll be in the streets with us. Yeah, but they're not. They're in the zoo. They're put away from us for a reason. Stop playing with me, son. This is ridiculous, guys. In Atlanta Zoo, you better go fix that shit right now. But I tell you one thing. If I'm ever out there in the Atlanta Zoo and I see a fence the size like this and I can jump over myself, I'm out of there, baby.
Now, the zoos are crazy if you think about it, y'all, because it's not just that gate, right? They got a little canal with water in there. But if that gorilla, I mean, I've seen a coyote jump a 8-foot fence like nothing. Like nothing. Didn't even try. Just bloop, like a dog jumping on a couch. Just simple, right? So you can't tell me, I mean, a long jumper could probably make that jump over that canal into where that gate's at a little sprint, right? I'm sure. It's not a huge canal. It's probably 4 feet, maybe 5 feet. It's crazy that that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm sure they're very sedated and very mellowed out, but still, like cheetahs, you can't tell me a cheetah can't make that jump. You know, we've seen cats jump and they can jump, and that's a cheetah. That's an athletic cat.
I don't think we have access to it right now. I don't know how that works. But one second. He was explaining it to me. I don't know how it works.
We don't have that much right now, especially with how much people are pulling out. Kind of hard just because we don't keep everything out here. So
You gotta like go to the back and get it or whatever it is, but it's like it's in my account. You feel me?
I
Like
understand that, but it's not as simple as I can just go
I'm
back
saying,
and
bro,
grab the money.
it's not
you
like
know?
I'm asking for $50,000, bro. I'm asking for $9,000, like something. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that.
Of my money, my guy, my money. It's in my bank account, my guy.
I understand that, but it's also not
I'm
my
saying, so can you call somebody to ask them, can they go get it from the back? Because it's I didn't wait when I put it in my account, bro.
He was explaining it to me. I don't know how it works.
We don't have that much right now, especially with how much people are pulling out. Kind of hard just because we don't keep everything out here. So
You gotta like go to the back and get it or whatever it is, but it's like it's in my account. You feel me?
I
Like it's,
understand that, but it's not as simple as I can just go
I'm
back
saying,
and
bro,
grab the money.
it's not
you
like
know?
I'm asking for $50,000, bro. I'm asking for $9,000, like something. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that.
Of my money, my guy, my money. It's in my bank account, my guy.
I understand that.
It's the most frustrating thing. Like, we had to get the roof repaired yesterday, so the day before I went to the bank to pull some money out of the ATM. I was gonna pull the full thing out, but I had a limit. You can only pull this much out of the ATM for the day, right? So I had to go back the next day. Like, it's so frustrating when you go to the bank and you can't get your money. Like, there's gonna be a time like you better keep some cash. I need to keep some cash because seeing stuff like that, like they can just say, "Hey, we're out of money." Like, what are you gonna do? Nothing you can do about it. There's nothing that guy could do about it. I mean, you can talk to the higher ups, the higher up, the higher up, and probably eventually get your money. They can get your money. They just didn't want to give that 9,000 up. That's a little kid telling a grown man, "I can't get your money." Like,
Google it. How much does it cost to incarcerate a juvenile for 1 year in Ohio? $240,000. How many years of college can that same juvenile get? And they giving them, I just went to court with a little boy, ain't killed nobody. Did some robberies, did some stuff. 5 years. They just made $1 million off of a car thief who made some bad decisions. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You guys, that same license plate that was on the green Hyundai, the diarrhea green one, is now on this GMC. I told you they change out license plates all the time. If you want to know how you're under federal investigation, you're going to have a bunch of cars following you, and they're going to switch out their license plate from customized plates, out-of-state plates, and paper plates.
Y'all, look at the color. It's the same exact color popping up in every single storm around the United States for months now. And it has a lot to do with frequency and the way you're feeling. We'll get to that in just 1 second. Quick recap, these strange colors have been appearing in the sky with strange noises. And no, it's not Transformers, it's been recorded in fields multiple times the past month. These sounds and these lights are popping up in all storms, all due to frequency. And how do we know that? Because the geomagnetic storms and the aurora that we keep seeing in the northeast United States. And also, that's why you feel like crap too. Now, if you weren't born yesterday or just downright ignorant, you would know that this right here is not normal. And I'm mainly talking about the fact that states above North Carolina can literally see the aurora tonight. And the Schumann frequency is even more evidence of this fact matching what's happening with the sun, which is why you either feel really good or really bad. But are all these frequencies natural? Of course it is! And completely unrelated, what happens in Alaska happens everywhere. And with the frequency going on all around us, I wonder if it's making certain things worse. The weather chasers notice something weird going on. And to top it off, people are saying they see dragons come out the sun? Seems spiritual, like demons and smoke. What do y'all think?
Where did you learn to sip syrup from? The rappers? You didn't get that from your mama and them. Sipping syrup is a southern thing. But sipping syrup have always been a Houston thing. Nobody else sips syrup other than Houston. That's always been a Houston thing. DJ Screw. Where do you learn to do mollies from? Nigga, I ain't never heard of a molly until Future said it. I ain't never heard of I don't even know what a Percocet looked like.
Wait,
nigga.
but if it wasn't in the music, it'd be in the movies.
No, it wasn't. I've never seen Molly in the music.
Hyundai is announcing a major $5.8 billion investment in American manufacturing. In particular, Hyundai will be building a brand new steel plant in Louisiana, which will produce more than 2.7 million metric tons of steel a year, creating more than 1,400 jobs for American steelworkers. And then there'll be major expansion after that.
Now the question is, after his 4 years are up, that's probably when it's really going to start getting rolling, right? The third year, maybe second year, we're going to start getting benefits, maybe. Is the next person, say if a blue representative wins, are they going to keep these policies? Are they going to be so good that they can't get rid of it because the people of America will be like, no, everything's thriving. We're good. We ain't letting this go away. Or are they going to get rid of everything and take everything back overseas? Because you know what happens. I mean, when Trump came into office, he got rid of everything. Joe Biden did everything. They always do that. When Joe Biden got in, he got rid of everything Trump did, right? I guess time will tell.
I know y'all might not want to hear this, but Fentanyl has made it to vapes, so y'all be careful with these vapes, man. Everybody all across the world using these vapes, man, especially the ones that y'all buying out the stores and all that. The little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all be careful, man. vapes, they not safe. Be careful, man. I'm telling y'all that, man. I'm telling y'all that right now. They're not safe, man. Be careful, man. It's fentanyl in these vapes, man. For real. Y'all listen to me, man. Listen what I'm telling y'all. Just listen to me.
Look, there's a helicopter on it.
Oh my fucking gosh, babe. There's fucking UFOs, babe.
Look, that's a military.
There's a military. Oh my gosh. That's fucking UFOs, dude. Yo, pull over. Pull the fuck over. Damn it. What the fuck?
Where is it?
Right here.
If you can't afford a PI, the police elaborate. Quote, another option would be to
Oh my gosh.
People are just finding out about the 500-year-old girl who is coming back to life. Stick with me because you're in for a wild ride, as you can see here. I did a video on this a long time ago, but for some reason it's circulating round again right now, freaking people out online and on social media, so here we go. So this mummy right here is known as La Doncella, or the Children of the Lulacana. These different mummies here are all part of the same family, the Children of the Lulacanu, where this group of mummies were found preserved at the top of the Lulacanu volcano. But just wait, because it's crazy. This is the Lulacanu volcano, which they were found right at the summit of this. And as you can imagine, it's pretty high up and pretty damn cold. The first crazy part is that look how realistic she looks right now, and she's over 500 years old. Or with all of these people being believed to have lived in the 14 and 1500s, and it's also believed they were and sacrificed when they were only around 13 years old, then buried and left at the top of this. Now where it gets even more interesting, of course, the archaeologists found these preserved bodies with all the body features and everything still being there after 500 years. Normally you'd be gone, mate. But this is how you might imagine someone who had passed away about 20-30 years ago at tops. But by far the craziest bit out of all of this, I know you're waiting for it, she's coming back to life. Essentially, what happened is the scientists who were doing the tests when they got these preserved mummies obviously wanted to figure out how the hell is this possible. Of course, from being at the altitude and those sort of temperatures, it froze her body and her insides. So they found her organs perfectly intact, healthier than probably some of you, and even frozen blood still in her body and in her veins. So she was basically the first person to get cryogenically frozen. Now, no, she's not necessarily coming back to life, just going to get up and start walking again. All of these mummies are now in a museum. But the point of what people have been saying is she could technically come back to life. I actually saw a few scientists have said that it could potentially be possible, but it's not exactly going to be the easiest thing in the world, so I highly doubt it.
Man, y'all must don't brush y'all teeth, cuz y'all ain't complaining about this shit enough, fool. Look at these fucking prices on the toothbrush, cuz. A
Ridiculous,
toothbrush?
yo. I just bought some
A
toothbrushes.
fucking toothbrush?
Turns out that 8 billion people living on Earth is inaccurate, like by a lot, according to this new study. They studied the population in over 30 countries in rural areas, and what they found is the population was on average 53 to 84% higher than previously thought. And keep in mind that rural areas make up 3.3 billion people, or 42% of the world's population. So if we just take the low end of 53%, that's over 1.5 billion people unaccounted for. And if you went to the high end of 84%, that's nearing 3 billion people unaccounted for. That's crazy.
I keep telling you, the dolphins are the nomos. You can communicate telepathically with the dolphins. The whales. Because dolphins and whales are extraterrestrial beings. They are not animals. Lions and bears are animals. See what I'm saying? Dolphins and whales are an advanced, intelligent, extraterrestrial beings from the Sirius star system. Who we made an agreement with when they destroyed their planet on accident. We gave them new bodies when we created this very last planet that's now called Earth.
It said facts in the comments.
So to understand this silent war, you have to understand the true history of the planet, and that's why a lot of our species had no clue about this war, because we have no clue we are even a god species.
You need to see this, because the shit I'm about to show you is about to scare
the hell out of you. So in Daytona, there has been reports, sightings of UAP, people saying they hear strange noises at night, and there has even been power outages. So they're saying that the U.S. military spotted a gigantic ship underwater. And allegedly, this ship that they spotted, it wasn't something that we made. And in that same area, you have some people saying that they seen something. As a matter of fact, look at this shit. It's nighttime. That's the new. And that's not the sun. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's not the sun, and that's not the moon either. The voices in that video clearly stated that that's not the sun or the moon. So what is that shining that bright? Now, I don't know if y'all remember last week, the lady that says she speaks to extraterrestrial people said that last week we were supposed to see a mothership and nobody seen it. And everybody doubted her. Could this be that mothership? Could this be the two motherships that she said we would see? Whatever that is, that's not normal.
I don't know what happened. All I know is the reason I know that what they showed isn't real is production. The camera, so the three astronauts leave and the camera shot tilts up and focuses. And they say that there's no one on the moon. And they say that they did it by remote in negative 200 degrees in a vacuum from Houston, Texas in 1969. I'm like, anybody in TV production knows that's not even close to possible. Like doing that with that camera right now would be super hard. From a remote, you'd have to do like take after take. And just all the contradictions and why did it happen? I mean, if I was going to give them the benefit of the doubt, it was keeping hope, keeping entertainment, keeping that spirit going as we're getting off the gold standard and there's a Cold War with Russia. Or it's almost like a way to get the troops excited. And then maybe they spent a lot of money to try and go and they couldn't for some reason and they wanted to deliver because people were going, there was like race riots then. And on the negative side, psychological operations where it's like the greatest thing that we've ever done, you can't do now forever. Yeah. Like think about what that does to the youth. I mean, you're young. It's like, yeah, we went to the moon in 1969 and we can't ever now because we're not as good as them, as the baby boomers, because they had special technology. Meanwhile, Neil Armstrong will brag that they had less tech than an iPhone. So they're like in these young kids' face, we did all this with less tech than you have in your pocket. And it's like, so why can't we go back? Well, we had better tech. And that's like a psyop. That's like to break your brain where you're like, okay, tell me what food to eat and give me a pill. That doesn't make logical sense.
A toxic paint cleaner ingredient found in Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Come with me to Home Depot and check this out. Here we are at Home Depot at the paint thinner and paint cleaner section. And you can see there is TSP. But it's TSP substitute, it's TSP phosphate free. I talked to them, they stopped carrying regular TSP, trisodium phosphate, because it's toxic to people that are using it. So what I did is I actually ordered it. It's online at Home Depot. So why did they pull it? It says right here, harmful if swallowed or inhaled. This is the same TSP that they're putting in your cereal. It's harmful if it's swallowed. Why? Because it's a trisodium phosphate salt, and when you eat it, it breaks up in your digestive system to sodium ions and phosphate. And phosphate is toxic to your body, leading to neurological and behavioral effects, kidney damage, and cardiovascular issues. It can even interfere with calcium absorption, leading to weaker bones and osteoporosis long term. So for the love of God, if you see TSP on any food label, especially your kid's cereal, put it back on the shelf if you want to live a non-toxic lifestyle.
Do what you're supposed to do. I mean, if you ain't got no insurance, man, go to urgent care or something. Say, man, get a check on that. Because I'm going to tell you this. A little amputation or a little this, it could have been preventative measures. Because, man, you should have seen the funniest thing was when I'm in the hospital and they asking me, oh, LeVar, do you have anything wrong with your heart? No. Do you have a shortness of breath? No. Are you allergic to anything? No. Are you this and that? No. Are you diabetes? Yes. What medicine are you taking? None. Insulin? No. I don't take nothing. I don't take no pills. I don't take no aspirin. I don't take nothing. Well, you need to take care of this. So now I'm taking the pills I'm supposed to take.
Because I'm trying to.
There you go, y'all. Learn from other people's mistakes. I've been putting off my blood work. I got the script. I just got to go in the morning fasted. I've been putting it off, but I got to go by April like 16th or something. So, but just learn from other people's mistakes. Y'all take care of your health. Go get that blood work done twice a year, once a year at least. In the beginning of the year, go get it done. I usually do mine twice a year. Just stay on top of things, because when it's too late, it's too late. Then you're gonna wish you did it, you know? So try to learn from other people's mistakes like his. He's been diabetic but never took nothing for it and he lost a limb.
People didn't know the Titanic sunk on purpose. They didn't know, and they monetized the shit. That's why I say it's so much hidden knowledge, and people caught flack when I said this, but a lot of people liked it when I said that if the regurgitated version of the Bible that they gave us today helped black people or any people get out of their current situation, they would have never introduced it to us, which is true.
Right.
Because the Vatican has so much fucking like books, all type of architect. They have real knowledge that a lot of people ain't even ready for, but they give us this.
Right.
Anytime your enemy gives you something, it's not for your use, bro.
They gave us shackles.
That's all it is.
Wow.
And see, listen, the Bible, like I say, the Bible is what keep broke people from killing rich people.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? That's the glue. You see what I'm saying?
What?
It's a belief system, bro. Everything is built around belief systems.
Moving out of your parents' house is a government psyop. Watch this.
If you have 10 members of a family, and they all scatter to the four winds, where they at least a half hour apart from each other, or more, 2 hours apart, states apart, and they will not see each other anymore, and they're going to pay 10 different sets of rent, 10 different sets of utilities, 10 different sets of groceries, 10 different sets of everything, then what are they going to do? They will live alone in these apartments or in these small structures. They will desperately crave connection with strangers. They will spend tons of money on escapist entertainment. The research actually shows the average American spends about 5 years of their life on escapist entertainment now, and that was before COVID. We need to actually update that information for after COVID now. But the average person, their depression is off the chart.
This man made a very convincing case. By the way, a new YouTube video dropped. The band night vision goggles that revealed demons during the Vietnam War. Link is in my bio. Thank you for watching. What
do you guys think of that? I think in a way, you know, we could grow so much if we stayed together financially. But I had to get out of my hometown. If I was still in my hometown, in my little 1-bedroom apartment, because I wasn't going to be able to get a house. Wasn't. I still can't. If I went to Arizona, I still can't. Right? I'd be able to afford everything, but to qualify, I wouldn't be able to, right? But I had to get out of that hometown. Now, at first, I didn't want to move out of Arizona. I wanted to move to Payson, you know, maybe Flagstaff. Show Low's a little too rural for me. But I couldn't even afford that. So I had to move to Texas. But coming here, I got a baby. I got my girl. Like, if I was still in my hometown, I would still be in that 1-bedroom apartment craving connection, like he's saying, because that's true. Like, when I was alone out there, like, doing things to connect with, like, doing things, spending money to connect and, you know, do things like that. But when I moved out of that, that's where my mind grew and expanded and my life started blossoming, right? So move out of your home city, maybe not your home state. Move out of your home city, because I miss Arizona like hell, but Mama Bear ain't never gonna move to Arizona, y'all. She just ain't.
Sense that the government wants everybody separated from each other, separated from their families. So yeah, in a way, it is a psyop. Stay weird.
So nobody was gonna tell me?
Nasty ass chorizo.
Nobody was gonna tell me.
Nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic, that's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1,000,000 billion and then there's people starving. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses. I mean, can you imagine somebody having $32 million and this person has nothing and you can sleep? And then these are the type of people that get humanitarian awards. Millionaires.
Meth, I believe it like takes people to like a lower vibrational realm, because I've seen them all like saying the same thing when they did it. Oh, I saw shadow people. That's not, there's no way you talk to 5 different people, they don't know each other, and they said they did that shit and they all saw the same hallucination. I don't think. Just like you talk to people, I've never done the ayahuasca, but I've talked to multiple people and they've all said they saw their spirit guide. you know, and is a woman, and they all have the same story. They don't know each other.
Yeah, so my friend told me that ayahuasca is like the mother. It's like the feminine, what do you say?
It's like a feminine energy.
Yeah, and then, yeah, that it's feminine energy.
And they all see the woman, and they all told me, the few people that I talked to, that she took them by the hand and walked them to a path, and they had the same exact story.
And what?
And she, like, showed them their life
path?
choices. And,
Okay.
and said, like, if you take this is gonna happen. If you take that, that's gonna happen.
But I want to tell you that when you talk about what you talk about, I want to say you're right. When I talk about what I talk about, I want to say I'm right. But I just want to come both y'all and just say this. In life, it's just about being good. It's about vibration, right? The knowledge that you got, the knowledge that I got, it ain't nothing if we can't teach it. The problem is I be scared to teach it, so I don't teach it. I just live it and let them observe it, because life is about observing, all right? Because everything I teach, I'm wrong. I'm not the one doing this. I'm controlled by, like you say, I'm controlled by the devil. Thank you. Right? And if I'm controlled by the devil, which is God, because the world is tricking everything in reverse, that means I'm outcast. That means everything I believe, nobody else will believe. But I'm just going to say this, right? And I'm going to end it with this, because like, I'm not going to go back and forth with two smart, intelligent brothers that I believe know more than me, that's smarter than me. Both of y'all are smarter than me. You know about science and symbols. You know about the church. You say I read the Bible. I promise to God I never read none of it. What I recall is stuff that pop up in my head. I don't know where it comes from, but when I check it, it's reality. So I can't come here and tell you nothing that I say is true, but I'll just say this. Anything that I said bad came from me. Anything that I said good came from God. Come on now. Take it.
Cayenne pepper is the best cardiovascular fruit to mankind. Literally a teaspoon of cayenne pepper a day keep cardiac arrest away. Make sure that you're getting your cayenne peppers in. I love it. It's good. It's a blood purifier. It thins out the blood, increases blood circulation. It's good for libido. It's good to rebuild your gut microbiome. Good for the heart. Good for the kidneys. People that have heart issues, they put them on aspirin, or if you feel like you're having an onset of cardiac arrest coming on, they tell you to take aspirin minutes before. Same thing with cayenne pepper.
It is.
Way
It's
faster.
so effective.
Yeah.
And it's natural.
And it's a fat burner too.
Yeah.
Ginger as well. These things burn fat naturally as well. And that's why it's good to do them in the rising before you start your daily activities and before you start eating. That way you already get your body into a metabolic fat burning mode.
You know what, for a bit there, I was having a lot of cayenne pepper in my diet, and then I did a vitamin drip, and then they put a Band-Aid after, and then when they took it off, my arm was bleeding, like how somebody I know who's on blood thinners, he was like, are you on blood thinners? I was like, no, I just been having a lot of cayenne lately.
Natural anticoagulants in it. What they call tannins. Yep.
It's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So I understand. Everyone's still fired up about the Doge rebate that everyone hopes we get, which there's no guarantee on that yet. But I sat down with my wife and we're going through the bills, and I was looking at my paycheck, and I realized between my taxes on my home and the taxes out of my paycheck, I pay almost $2,000 a month in taxes. That's more than the mortgage on my house and the car payment and my credit card bills. $2,000 a month. If we just got the money back from our taxes, we'd all be doing a hell of a lot better. This isn't fair. $2,000 a month, and I mean, I don't make a shit ton of money, but people that make a lot of money, you must be paying a lot of money in taxes. And if we could get that money back, could you imagine nobody be in debt anymore? The only reason why we're in debt is because we pay so much absorbent amount of taxes. This is absurd. Sit down and figure it out. Per month, per year. If you had that money back, you wouldn't have debt no more. You wouldn't be broke anymore. You wouldn't be struggling anymore. I wouldn't be on TikTok making these videos.
It's true, y'all. Imagine how much we pay in taxes. Everything. I go buy a water, we're paying taxes. Like, I would like to do the math for like a month's a lot. Like, I would just say a week and then maybe average it out for the month. But for everything, we put gas, we go buy groceries, we go get a haircut, we go, buy some things on Amazon, we go buy oil for our vehicle, we go buy dog food, we go buy, everything is tax. And then we got to save, like for me with YouTube, I got to save money. I got to put money away or else I'm going to owe taxes. Like, I thought I was going to get a big return this year. I didn't really know how the tax game works, right? Because YouTube takes no taxes out. They take no taxes out. So I pay zero federal, zero income. But this year I went to do my taxes. I was like, hell yeah, I got all these write-offs. I get a write-off the room, I get a write-off the microphone, the laptop, the lights, the webcam, the monitor, the desk, the chair, the electricity, the phone bill. Like I get to, those are all write-offs for me. My mileage to, if I go to Best Buy, I get to write that mileage off. Like my mortgage, by the square footage of the room, my cap cut I used to edit. Like you get to write off so much. So I was like, hell yeah. My house I had last year was under my name. And I paid like $11,000 in interest, probably had like $5,000-6,000 in property taxes. You know what I got back? Ugats. I didn't get nothing back. Broke even. She said all those write-offs paid for what you owe. And now that I'm making more money, I gotta, she's all come quarterly. I watch some YouTube videos. They say it's smart to do your taxes quarterly. So I'm gonna go see her in April and see, what the verdict is, because I'm gonna have to owe y'all. It's crazy. Like, but we pay taxes on everything, y'all. And I don't know, Mr. Trump and them saying try to get rid of all that, but it's gonna ruffle some feathers if they try to, because people make a lot of money off the taxes we pay, because we pay taxes on any little thing you can think. There ain't one thing, unless you're going to buy something cash, like a vehicle cash, you don't pay taxes on it, right? But it's a cold game, y'all. It's annoying, very annoying, because we put a lot of money, and where does it go? Where does it go? Streets look like crap. It's like the school's crap. It's ridiculous.
Does not educate a single child, and the Department of Education does not educate a single child in America. It does not run a single school. It does not pay a single teacher's salary. Some people are concerned about what eliminating the department might mean for students, despite the fact that their track record is terrible and it hasn't improved outcomes. What about protections for, say, groups of kids with special needs, for example? I would note that the Education for All Handicapped Children Act was signed into law in 1975. It provides protections for kids with special needs. It predates the creation of the department. That goes nowhere. Spending for the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDA, that would move over to HHS. So that goes nowhere. The same would likely happen with Title I spending for low-income districts. It could be managed by HHS. Data collection, send it over to Commerce. Let the Census Bureau handle it. Student loans, send it to the Small Business Administration or the Treasury Department. So there are more appropriate receiving agencies where you could keep intact some of the appropriate functions of the department, but not actually have the infrastructure that is that massive bureaucratic boondoggle that Carter created. The Department of Education does not educate a single child in America. It does not run a single school. It does not pay a single teacher's salary. Some people are...
How do you know when it's demonic activity?
Most of the time for me, whenever I see people that were dealing with demons, sometimes I smell them on them. The smell, the smell would just be a stench on them. Another thing is sometimes people that I know become avoided of me. Whenever they're in need of deliverance, they may start getting distance. Whenever I see them, they can barely look me in the eyes. They become secretive because the devil dwells in secrets. So this person that used to tell me everything, all of a sudden is not telling me anything. Even if they're trying to look at you in the eyes and keep dancing or what have you. I looked at his hands and I said, "You got murder in your hands."
You said it?
Yeah. I told him I was out on a date with the guy, as a matter of fact. And the Lord said, "Tell him that."
The date was over.
It was over. I was like, "Yeah, no, this ain't gonna." I said, "You got murder in your hands." And he was like, "What?" I said, "I could literally see you hovering over a woman, choking her." And he was like, "I never killed anybody." I said, "I'm not saying you did it. I'm saying I could see it." I said, "You need deliverance. You got murder in your hands. You got murder in your hands." And so sometimes, in most cases, it's going to be Holy Spirit alerting you. Holy Spirit alerting you.
How can we become more sensitive? Like, I guess discernment. Because in the scripture, it talks about this kind does not come out, but with fasting and prayer. Is fasting the route to greater discernment?
Yes.
This world ain't supposed to be like this. This is all wrong. We fight, and we're fighting for the wrong things. Everybody measures success in having a car, having a big house, but success is measured in your happiness. Because if you ain't happy, it don't mean a damn.
All right, family, there you have today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys leave that like, comment, subscribe. Today, y'all, we got a doctor's appointment. Pediatrician, 2-month update. I think the baby's gonna be getting some shots today, y'all. I know, but gotta do what you gotta do. So that's gonna get done today. I'm attempting, right, a 36-hour fast today. just been having a bad relationship with food, y'all. No control, and man, it's been bad lately. So I'm like, I remember I did a 36-hour fast last year, and it was the best thing ever. I was like, I'm gonna start doing this once a month. I remember when I did it, I felt amazing. My mind, I've never felt my mind work like that before on that 36-hour fast. Around the 24-hour mark, I started feeling good, and I noticed the past few days I've been staying up late, y'all. Nothing good happens when you stay up late for me. Nothing good happens, right? Mama bear and the baby go upstairs at about 8:30. You know, he just about to eat at 9. Feed him, put him to sleep. We go to bed. That's what I was usually doing, you know, for the first 2 months of, you know, we had him. And lately I've just been like, you know, I'm gonna stay downstairs and, you know, watch some YouTube. You know, like last night I stayed up till midnight, y'all, and nothing good came from staying up. I mean, like, she even tells me, like, you need to come to bed, because you know what you're gonna do when you stay down there. You're gonna go in that pantry, right, and start eating things you don't even eat. Like, so yeah, I was like, today I think I need to do a 36-hour fast to kickstart it. And so that's what I'm doing, y'all. That's what I'm doing today. Hopefully tomorrow's video, I'm still going strong and thriving, right? Because right now my energy's kind of low from, you know, how I've been eating, right? But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Those are what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing today. Other than that, probably just a hike. I'm not gonna run because I don't want to get starving running, fasting for 20 hours, right? So we'll probably just go on a nice hike. That's the plan today, y'all. Hope everyone out there has a good day. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.